Have you ever felt like a house was calling to you, not just as a place to live, but a home with a spirit of its own, just waiting for the right person to move in and bring it back to life? I had been searching for the perfect Victorian home when I was receiving a healing session with a very good friend of mine and suddenly had a vision. It was so vivid, an old house standing high on the hill that had been abandoned by time. I thought I had actually seen this house before in the next town over. So I went looking, and there it was, exactly as I had seen in my vision. Vacant, forgotten, and shrouded with overgrown trees and bushes. That night, something extraordinary happened. In my dream, a woman appeared, and she welcomed me into her home, giving me a tour of the house on the inside, and really showing off the home's beauty and exquisite features. I remember her showing me the hand-carved wooden fireplace with the Italian marble in the surround, and the heavy wooden pocket doors, and the 12-inch wooden baseboard around every single room, still unpainted, fireplaces in nearly every room. The property had been used as a bed and breakfast, and the previous owners took great care not to disrupt the historical features of the home. The home had built-in wood cabinets with windows to pass through from the kitchen to the dining room, exquisite chandeliers, and odd little doors that kind of seemed to lead to nowhere, as well as a grand staircase in the front and a servant staircase in the back. Original doorknobs. It had stunning craftsmanship throughout the home. When I awoke, I just knew that I had been invited to live there. I had been invited by the lady of the house. So I woke my husband and told him about my dream and told him we have to make an appointment to go and see this house immediately. And if it appears as the lady of the house showed me in my dream, then I knew we had been invited. And I knew that this house was meant for us to live in. So we made the appointment to see the house first thing in the morning. When we first arrived in the property, we agreed to view the entire house together and not wander off. We were waiting for my husband to come in from the car when we heard heavy male work boots walking across the wood floor on the level above us. At first, I thought it was my husband. I thought he snuck ahead and was wandering through the house alone and got a little bit pissed. But right then he walked in through the basement door. Nobody was above us walking on that floor. At least nobody living. That was our first indication that this house was haunted. As we explored the house, it turned out to be exactly as the lady of the house had shown me in my dream. But the house wasn't just revealing itself visually, it was making its presence known. We made our way through the house, and as we ascended up to the third floor, my daughter gasped. She was in the tail end of our group climbing the staircase to the third floor. Somebody had blown on the back of her hair so hard that it made her long hair lift. We were not alone. Despite these and many other encounters, the house never felt hostile. Instead, it was as if the spirits were reaching out to us to make themselves known. We later discovered that the woman of my dream was the original owner. Her loving husband had actually built this house for her. And not only that, but she passed away just outside of the house, and her body was laid in the parlor for a week awaiting her funeral. We found the entire family's burial plots when we visited the historic cemetery. We uncovered remnants of the past, including whiskey bottles made from the proprietor of the home who actually owned a business in town, and a custom top hat that he was known to wear. We grew accustomed to voices echoing through the halls, soft laughter at night, a constant presence, and an eerie but friendly hello from time to time. Not all encounters were welcoming though. As we renovated, we hired a painter that was doing some work on the second level of our home in the main hallway. And he dropped everything he was using and ran outside in terror, telling me that he saw a woman in the hallway standing beside him. He was so mad. He said, "You didn't tell me your house was haunted. Why didn't you tell me your house was haunted?" And of course, I was overjoyed because he had been able to see her visually standing beside him. So rather than God-fearing spirits, we decided to heal the spirits, to heal and cross over any spirits that were living or had taken up residency within the home. Through energy work and spirit communication, we helped lingering souls cross over. We had so much love and respect for the original family that from time to time, they would still come back and visit us in spirit. This house became more than just a home. It became a sacred space. We held healing events, spiritual retreats, and mediumship development circles within its walls. I even wrote my first book there, Setting Spirits Free. We held many spiritual gatherings here. It was a place of teaching and of healing, and people came from all over. From time to time, the house would fill up with some creepy energy and some negative spirits that came off of the people that we were doing healing for, or that came with people to our gatherings. And we would continue to clear the space and elevate the energy within the home. I remember after a large spiritual gathering, the energy in the basement felt a little bit creepy. It was to the point where when I was downstairs doing laundry, I'd be carrying the laundry basket up to the main floor and get that kind of creepy feeling like someone's behind you, gonna grab you. And I would run up the stairs really fast, nearly out of breath. When I mentioned this to my daughter, she noted that she had also been feeling that way for the last week or so. So we knew we had to go down in the basement and do a spiritual cleansing. We turned on the spirit box and had it on hand when we were asking the spirits how many were present and telling them that we were going to be doing this healing. My daughter and I joined hands, we got our connection and opened up our channel to the other side. And as we were doing the healing and the crossing over of all the spirits who had kind of came and gotten stuck in our basement, the spirit box was spitting out so many thankful voices from every age group, man, woman, and child. We heard them call to us. Visually, what we could see, rather than one spirit at a time crossing over and going into the light, we saw a funnel of energy, a funnel of spiritual energy go up and into the light. And as this occurred, we heard every single voice you can imagine saying to us, "Thank you, we love you, goodbye." But in many different voices, we heard, "Goodbye, bye-bye, goodbye, thank you, we love you." And they just kept repeating the same three things, but in every different voice, all different ages. And as the funnel kept going, we continued to hear the voices until suddenly the energy dissipated and the voices stopped. It was as if somehow this house knew that we were coming to it to do the type of spiritual healing work that we do. And it was cooperating with us as a vessel that could hold these spirits and also help us attune to when they were there so that we could truly help them. There are 3 lessons I learned while living there. Number 1, sometimes a house chooses you. Listen to that call. Number 2, honor the spirits by helping the spirits that are trapped to find their way home. And number 3, when approached with love, even a haunted house can transform into a sanctuary of healing. If you want to dive deeper on our journey, make sure you check out my book, Setting Spirits Free, or Mediumship, Scrying, and Transfiguration. Both of those books share references to this home. And if you're living in a haunted home and want to shift the energy, join my Spiritual Warrior training, where you will learn how to heal and harmonize with the spirit world. The house invited us, and in return, we helped it heal. Now it stands as a beacon of light for both the living and the dead. The home has now been restored to its original purpose and serves as a safe residence for a beautiful family. Every home has a story. Will you listen? Let me know if you have ever been invited to live in a house, and also any experiences that you would like to share about living among the spirits. Thank you so much for being here. I look forward to seeing you in training.